Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. Welcome to part 2 of 3 of my top 10 series, wrapping up 2019. And today's video, we are going to be featuring 10 of my succulents that I'm currently loving in the collection. I'm going to try my best to not pick repeat babies that have been featured on the top 10. But if I do, it's because I just love them so much and I love sharing them on my top 10s. But it's been a long, busy day. I've been up since 5 this morning. I taught classes all morning. Spent the afternoon in Venice with my best friend Diana. We had lunch on Abbot Kinney. It was really nice. It is still wet and cold and rainy, so I am dressed for the weather today. I have my boots on. And Catherine is going to be at my place in 2 hours, and then we're gonna go to the Plant Club's winter party. So I'm really excited to go ahead and accompany Catherine for this really fun plant event. So I will go ahead and film that, and then probably tomorrow when I'm done teaching my morning classes, I'll come home and I'll finish my last part of top 10 featuring my top 10 houseplants. Stay tuned, because all of my top 10 videos I am doing giveaways. So if you didn't win the first one, you still have a chance to win the second or third one. I am kind of spacing it out, I think, just because I can't film these videos back to back with the weather being really bad and me doing different things every day. So usually I like to have these videos go back to back, but I think this time around I'm spacing them out just because of different things I'm doing every day, and I'm not able to sit down and film all 3 videos back to back. So with that being said, the first one I want to talk about, I guess I'll bring it up here, and I have to be very careful when handling this one. This is some kind of interesting sedum. I have to look back on my come with me to see the exact ID on it, because when I purchased the plant, it didn't come with any ID. So when I look at this plant, it reminds me if the Senecio had like a string of jelly beans. It kind of gives me that vibe. These things though, same thing like with like a donkey's tail, burro's tail. You don't want to touch it because it's gonna start falling apart and it's gonna damage the look of the plant, because these things are very fragile. I got this particular one from Carpinteria earlier this year. I don't know if this was featured on my last top 10, but I just love this thing so much. It lives on my vintage plant shelf here behind me, and it's doing pretty good. Everything is really wet from the rain, so hopefully none of my plants get ruined from being too overwatered. But I've had this one in my collection for the past couple of months, and I love looking at this thing. I pretty much don't do anything for it. I just let it be, and I can see a lot of new growth here. But very cool, interesting plant, and I'm gonna just leave it in this terracotta planter for its entire life, and I'll just have it grow like this. And I guess it's reaching up towards the sun, which is also an interesting characteristic instead of cascading down. But let me know if you have this particular plant and if you know the idea of it. It's a very fun and interesting plant to have. And I think that probably cost me like under $10, so very fun find. So here's another fun baby that I got from Las Vegas. I don't know what kind. I want to say this is a Hoe Orthia. Don't know what the particular name of this plant baby is, but do you see the way how it's growing? It's kind of like elongated, reaching for the sun. I don't mind the look. Very interesting, and it got really hard rain on it, so hopefully it doesn't die from being too wet. This plant has been in my collection, I want to say from this year if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I've ever really highlighted this plant in my collection. And it's kind of an interesting plant. Like, you can't really tell when it's giving you new growth unless maybe you take pictures and then document its growth, but I want to say all of this is all new growth. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this particular, I want to say Hoe Orthia, and how is it growing for you. I just like how there's like another baby growing right here on the side, but I'm pretty sure I got this one from Las Vegas. Very fun and interesting plant. This lives on my succulent shelf. Here's another fun baby that I acquired this year, and this is my variegated Hoe Orthia. I have a thing for Hoe Orthias. Don't really have a big collection like Carrie, but mine's is pretty big for not being too specific with Hoe Orthias. I like collecting them. This one has a little baby here, down here, and on this side here. I got this from Ventura, and you'll see there's a handful of plants that I got from that same nursery that is going to be highlighted in today's video. They got some really cool plants. and I just love anything variegated. One similar like this that I spotted out at the plant show during the summer, I want to say summer or fall, and I had Carrie purchase it because I just was spending a lot of money on philodendrons and monsteras that I decided to not buy anything from that plant show. But it's such a really cool, interesting plant to have. This lives on my Tiffany blue table. This is a thrifted planter that I want to say I got from the Bay Area when I lived there. But it's just so fun to see 4 little babies popping up on the side. This is such a rad plant. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a variegated Hoe Orthia, how big is it? When I look at these things, it kind of gives me like prehistoric dinosaur vibes. I love it a lot. So I wanted to highlight this plant baby for today's top 10. So you're gonna see a trend here. I love variegated plants. So this is my variegated watch chain. There's multiples of them in here. This one came from Carpinteria, the same place where I got these sedums from. Well, my original variegated watch chain, I loved it so much. I went back to that nursery. It's up north on the way to Santa Barbara, and I went back to get more. But this is a very like hit or miss plant with me. Like this spot right here is balding, and to handle these plant babies, you gotta be very careful. So I'm gonna try to fix it up when I'm done with this video to make it look a little bit more presentable. This hopefully won't die from being rained on, but everything in my patio got wet. The rain was so bad. I had this particular, the original part of this plant, I want to say for maybe almost a year, I'm thinking. Yeah, almost a year. And I love this variegated watch chain. You'll see in a second I have another watch chain I'm going to be featuring in today's video, but cressulas are super cool. Oh, I see a spider in here. Kind of blends in with the watch chain. I'm gonna let him down so maybe he can jump out of the planter. But very fun cressula to have. I love variegated watch chain. Here's another fun baby, and I got this particular crested aeonium from Ventura. I swear I'm getting a lot of cool plants from these places. So let's see here. The variegated Hoe Orthia came from there. This crested kiwi aeonium came from the same place as my variegated Hoe Orthia. I love this thing so much. I'm also going to show you another aeonium that I got from there in a second. This is one of my prized babies. I do have my other crested aeonium that I featured before, so it won't be featured in today's video, but that's definitely part of my top 10 still. And I just love looking at them. So all 3 of them are ganged up together, and they're all in white cylindrical planters. But just take a look at the way how this is growing. Like, how cool is this, right? It just has so much characteristic and like such a good, interesting vibe to it. I love looking at it. So I'm not too sure if this has been featured in a top 10 before, but definitely wanted to go ahead and highlight this baby. So far so good, doing pretty well. I haven't had any problems with it. The turnover in the leaves are pretty high, so I'm constantly pruning off the dead leaves on the bottom portion of the plant to try to keep it nice and clean. But other than that, I'm happy I was able to rescue this plant and have it in my collection. And I love aeoniums. Where did I get my variegated string of pearls? I want to say I got these from Carpinteria. If not, I got my original ones that weren't doing good, I want to say from Santa Barbara. So this is, I think, a repeat purchase because my first one died from the rain. This is a very hard plant to grow, and hopefully it's not upset from being rained on so much. I see a lot of new growth here. I have one more growing in my greenhouse pretty good, and I'm not going to take that out of the nursery planter. That's my backup plant. But I wanted to at least give you guys an update of whatever is living in my terracotta planter, what it's currently looking like. I love variegated, like I said earlier, and trailing. So this is definitely a Jewelyn type of plant to have. Very expensive too. These variegated plants are very expensive. So if you come across the variegated string of pearls and you wanna experiment with these type of plants, go for it. But just be mindful, because like my first one didn't do really well with me. It got really mushy just from like me watering it like maybe 3 times a month. So I try to be very careful when I water anything variegated when it comes to just plants in general, because I don't want to overwater too much. So that's another fun plant in my collection. I'm looking to see who I want to highlight next. Here is another plant baby, which is in my thumbnail. This is my very established watch chain. It's huge. I want to say it's a hybrid of a cressula because it's so big and thick, like almost like a bush. I've never seen a cressula like this before. Like, how crazy is this, right? Look at the thickness of it. It is intense. This is another fun find from Ventura, and I took Catherine to that plant nursery for the second time for me, and we had a lot of fun. If you haven't watched that, come with me, go ahead and check it out. It was very fun, and that's when I got this plant. So I haven't had this plant for too long. I actually gave her cuttings of this. I wonder how it's doing. But I love this thing so much. It lives in the front of my house, and it's just an interesting plant to just look at. And I hope I do it justice and it'll stick around in my collection for a while. I haven't had it too long, but it is definitely filled with a lot of rainwater in here. It's heavy, so hopefully it's not mad about that. But I'm glad I have this interesting plant in my collection. I'm kind of interested to see what it's going to look like in the upcoming year. But I haven't had this plant too long, and it's living in a terracotta and very fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this particular watch chain, this big chunky watch chain, and if it's a common or uncommon plant for you. Because for me, this is a very uncommon plant. I've never seen this plant before, like this big, and like thickness wise of the chain, I've never seen anything like this before. I want to give a shout out to my second string of dolphins. My first one is living in terracotta. I might switch it to have it live in a plastic planter because I feel like this one is doing a lot better than my original one. So this is my second one. I think a few of my subscribers had purchased cuttings off of me, and this also lives right by my fountain if you watch my plant tour. But for whatever reason, living in that shaded area by my fountain in this plastic planter, for whatever reason, it's doing way better than my original string of dolphins living in a terracotta. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you have the string of dolphins, how are you styling it? I love this thing so much. It's cool, it's crazy. I propagated fallouts from it. It's living on my propagation station and doing really good. Very easy propagator. Any senecio is very easy to propagate and make more babies. So if I wanted to, I could trim all of these longer sections, propagate it, stick it back in the planter to make it more full if I wanted to. But I kind of like this crazy look right now. But I'm pretty sure I featured the string of dolphins before my original one in top 10. But wanted to at least give you guys an update on what the second one is currently doing and how it's looking like, and I love it. Here's another fun baby I haven't had for too long, and this came from part of my trade from my Meet My Plant Friends series subscriber edition, if you watched that. And I was so lucky and fortunate to get more variegated jade, which I'm not featuring in today's video. It's a replacement plant because my original one died, so I was happy that I was able to get that for my subscriber. And then she gave me this one here, which is totally cool and rad. Like, I've never seen a variegated jade with this pattern before. I just love variegated jade, so I hope I don't kill this because I know she didn't have much of the plant either. But I definitely had to include this in today's top 10 because it's a special plant. It came from one of my viewers, and it's a very rare and interesting cressula. I've never seen anything like this. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this particular jade, this variegated pattern, and is it common or rare for you? Because for me it is rare and I'm just in love with it. So I think if it does rain again, I would grab my variegated plants and probably take them into the house so that they don't get more rain on and then I don't come home to soggy plants dead. So just a little fun update. I still have this jade in the nursery planter. I'll go ahead and pot it up in an upcoming video. I don't know when, but a lot of new growth here. And I want to say this maybe happened while it's been with me. I'm not too sure. I haven't been really looking at this plant since I've been in Las Vegas, but very fun, and it's special to me because it came from one of you guys. Wrapping up the video with my aeonium from Ventura. Wow, how many plants did I feature from Ventura? This one, my variegated Hoe Orthia, and my watching, and my, okay, so 4 plants that I got from the same nursery made it in today's top 10. How does that happen? I don't know. I guess I really love that nursery a lot because there's some really cool plants there. And you want to know something? This is new for me. I just spotted this one section where it didn't have a baby on it. This is the only part that was ruined from the plant. I see a lot of new growth here, like multiple, like 4 parts of this section. is growing new babies. So oh, I'm so happy about that, because that was the only thing that was ruined from the plant. Other than that, the condition of the plant seems pretty good. I always like to go through the plant and just clean off the bottom leaves if it's crispy and dried out, and that is a characteristic of aeoniums. But like, can you guys take a moment to like admire this aeonium? Like, how cool and fun is this plant? I can just look at it all day and it's like artwork to me. That's another cool thing about aeoniums, is that they grow funky, weird, interesting, and they're little art pieces. And they're just so fun to have. So maybe in the future I'll do an aeonium collection. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about my current top 10 wrapping up 2019 for succulents? Do you have any of them? And do you think that I should have maybe included other plants in my collection? I'm not sure. I love these ones a lot. And I'm kind of interested to see what my aeonium collection is gonna look like for 2020, because I've been getting some really cool ones lately. Even my cressulas. It looks like I have a trend of cressulas, Hoe Orthias, and aeoniums kind of featured mostly in today's video. So I hope you guys enjoy part 2 of 3 of my top 10 series wrapping up 2019. Stay tuned for my next top 10. It's going to be my top 10 houseplants. I'll probably film that tomorrow, so there may be a video tomorrow that is not the top 10. It might be actually me and Catherine going to the plant club Christmas party tonight, and then you'll see the next top 10. Stay tuned for that, because everyone has a giveaway, and in today's giveaway, all my rules are the same no matter what giveaway it is and what time of the year. You have to be subscribed to both of my channels, my vlog channel, my main channel, be following both of my Instagrams, my main Instagram, my plant Instagram, as well as giving this video a thumbs up and leaving a comment down below the city, state that you live in, and what was your favorite succulent that you purchased for 2019 in your collection this year. And if you didn't pick up any succulents because you don't have any, what would be the succulent that you would want to pick up for 2020? But I would love to know that down in the comments below. Let's talk about the giveaway. Everyone is going to be receiving one of these plant tools, which is great for prickly friends. So you get one of these. You're going to be receiving this cute little frog planter, and it's holding a little watering can. Like, how cute is that? So this is going to be the planter for today's giveaway, along with receiving Ebby and I's holiday card, which is going to be a picture of us. So if you want to win the giveaway, anyone can enter. It's open worldwide. I'll go ahead and pick a winner 1 week from the time this video goes live. I'm going to announce it on my plant Instagram and reach out to you in a direct message on Instagram. And that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed another top 10 video. I'm so tired. I need to take a nap before I go to this party, because it's going to run late. And I've been up since 5 this morning teaching all day. So I need to reset myself. So if I look a little crazy, if I look a little tired, it's because I've been up all morning and had a long day teaching. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love coming home to my plants and seeing them. But the patio is kind of looking a little crazy because of all of the heavy rain. Everything is like dirty in my patio, and I definitely need some TLC. So my grandma is probably gonna freak out when she comes to my space in 2 weeks and see what it's looking like. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads. There's a new video that goes live each and every day at 5 a.m. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye. I wanted to give you a little update of my jade tree, since it is top 10 succulents, and this is what it's looking like this time of year. The whole tree is in bloom, and I think it got really happy when the rain showered on it for a couple of days. So the tree is doing really good. It enjoyed the rain because every part of this tree is in full bloom and looking nice and plump. And I know it kind of looked a little sad during the summertime, but this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot of sections of the plant that have yet to open up its blooms, but if you look really good, this whole tree is in full bloom, and I just love looking at this. Look at it, it's so pretty. So happy holidays from my beautiful jade tree in full bloom here in Santa Monica, California.